Hello there and welcome to Scofield Studios. And after spending my Thanksgiving at Yosemite, I thought of an idea for a video where I review multiple movies at once. When there's a bunch of movies coming out 1 month or 2 months or 3 months or 4 months, I normally don't have time to review all of them, or I'm just really slow at editing. Either way, I don't really get to review as many movies as I like. So that's why in this video, I'm going to be reviewing many movies at once. I'm going to call it a mega review. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell if you want to see more from me. Now sit back, relax, and let's begin. The first film I'll review is Red Notice with Ryan Reynolds and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And this is a film about three people trying to find Cleopatra's egg. And it's this type of movie where you have to turn your brain off and just enjoy it. If you've seen the trailer for this movie and you actually really liked it, you thought it was funny, you're probably gonna like this film. If you saw the trailer and you didn't think it was funny, you just thought it was pretty bad, then you're probably not gonna like this film because it is exactly like the trailer. It's just a dumb, fun movie. It doesn't have really smart plot. It doesn't have smart writing. It's not supposed to be a smart movie like a Christopher Nolan movie or anything. This is just a film where if you want to have fun and you want to laugh, then you're probably gonna like this movie. And yes, it is pretty funny. I think Ryan Reynolds has a lot of great lines in there. Dwayne Johnson, even though not as funny as Ryan Reynolds, is still pretty good in this film. And I think all the actors do a very good job with their comedic talents. There's a lot of nice dialogue in there. And really, I just really like this movie for making me laugh. I really thought it was funny. And that's all I want to see this film for. It's fun, it's funny, it's not smart, you're not there for the plot. It's just one of those movies where it's just dumb fun and it's funny. So I liked it a lot for that reason. 8 out of 10. Now I'm going to be talking about the new Home Alone sequel. And whereas Red Notice was a dumb movie, but it was fun and it was funny, so it's just this dumb fun movie where you can enjoy it. This film, it's dumb, but it's not fun, it's not funny, and I don't think it's written very well. It's not even supposed to be a dumb movie. So really, it's just another bad Home Alone movie. Of course, there has been worse. But really, I think this is the one that really shows what's wrong with reboots. The thing about the original Home Alone movie, it's not the concept that made it a classic, but it was the great directing by Christopher Columbus, the great music for John Williams, Joe Pesci's great performance, the likable characters, the funny writing. All that is what made it a classic. This film, even though having the moments you expect from a Home Alone movie, it doesn't have Christopher Columbus's good writing. It doesn't have all the things you loved about the first film. And the second film, which even though being rehashed, still had the great aspects of the first film. So everything that made the first film such a classic is totally forgotten here. And even the traps are not fun to watch because most of the screen time is for the burglars, and they're supposed to be the villains of the film, but by being synthetic, it's not fun to see them be beaten up and go through all these traps. So by making the villains synthetic and giving the villains more screen time than the main character, it's kind of troubling knowing who to root for. And the main kid is very unlikable and rude to everyone.
Doesn't he look like Frankenstein to you? Sorry, no, he doesn't look like Frankenstein. He looks like Frankenstein's monster. Cool doll. Oh, what's wrong with this one? I get it. You're one of those guys.
What do you mean?
I don't know. You tell me.
So it just doesn't really find what was good about the first film. 4 out of 10. The Eternals I was trying to avoid for a while because, the Rotten Tomatoes score wasn't that good. But after watching it, yeah, it's not a great movie, but it wasn't really bad either. It does have a lot of problems, but I think all the actors do a good job with their performances. I think there's some nice, funny moments with one of the characters. So I enjoyed it enough. It wasn't boring, but it was definitely not good. For instance, most of the movie is all the characters trying to get back together so they can stop this threat. And when I say a lot of the movie, I mean like almost the whole movie. And then in the last 30 minutes, then the film starts going its pace, and the whole story starts going, and then the threat they have to stop, and all that happens in the last 30 minutes of the film. And the first 2 hours and 10 minutes is the characters getting back together. So obviously there was something wrong with the writing, and I think it could have done better with its own Disney Plus TV show, because when you have 10 characters in one film, 10 main characters, and you need to develop them and give them a story arc, you can't do that in a 2 hour and 40-minute film. There's a lot of story arcs and a lot of plot lines that eventually go nowhere. So it's a very flawed film. Although it wasn't boring, I had some fun with it. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I actually just finished watching Ghostbusters Afterlife, and I really liked it as a sequel. Of course, it has very likable actors, it has great callbacks to the original, and it's fan service done right. All the callbacks, all the scenes that you're kind of familiar with to the original film, all that and all the references to original, it's all done very well. The film ain't as funny as the original, it ain't as good as the original, but it works as a great sequel to original. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, all the original actors who come back do a spectacular job, and probably the highlight of the film. And it doesn't really feel like they're doing cameos. So I really enjoyed all the old actors coming back and these new actors. It feels better as a sequel than it does its own movie. If you like the original Ghostbusters, you're really gonna like this. But I think it did a good enough job. 8.2 out of 10. The next film I'll be talking about is Great White, and while Great White misses everything you want about this movie entirely. Of course, this wasn't going to be a great movie. This is one of those fun shark films where you see the shark killing people. It's supposed to be just all this shark mayhem and the shark killing people, all that. I like that, and if it was going to be 41 meters down or crawl, then I was gonna enjoy it. Even if it's a bad film, at least I'll have some fun with it. But this movie is just boring and repetitive. For instance, there's barely any shark action. It's 10 minutes of characters talking and talking about their sad backstory, and then once in a while someone goes into the water and the shark tries to eat them. It also has absolutely no logic. For instance, this shark can take down a whole plane, but then when they get into this raft, somehow it doesn't know how to take it down too. It's a really boring movie. The shark only comes once in a while. The actors are not great in the roles. And there was even this one character who was so unlikable and such a jerk that I wanted him to be eaten by the Great White. 2 out of 10. But finally, I get to Dune. And after going through some pretty good to bad movies, and all of them not really being great movies, this film I could definitely say is a 10 out of 10 and probably the best movie of the last 5 years. I'm not even kidding. This film, it's pretty good. The visuals are great. The cinematography is great. You don't even have to understand the story that much. It can be a little bit confusing, but it's not too confusing that you find it boring or you be scratching your head the whole time or it really becomes a problem for the movie. It's just this film where you just want to see the spectacle of it. The directing's great, the scenery is great, the cinematography is great, the special effects are amazing. All the actors, they really fit into their roles very nicely. And it just has amazing special effects and some pretty good music that fits the tone and scale of this movie. So it doesn't have to make sense. It can be a little bit confusing, but you just forget that because you're just watching this. So you can see really good visuals, a lot of great action. This film just amazed me. I mean, the music, it really fit with the story very well, and it wasn't catchy at all, but it really fit with the tone. The scale, the size of this movie was just incredible. So I just really like this movie for what it was. So definitely a 10 out of 10. Don't watch the original, watch this one. And watch it in IMAX while you can because it's just incredible in IMAX. And thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe and click the bell if you want to see more from me. Tell me in the comments if you've seen any of these movies. Just be sure to tell me your thoughts on the films and any films you want me to review in the future. This has been Scofield Studios. We're almost to 100 subscribers. Thank you for that and have a good day.